You're listening to Borderless Banter, a weekly podcast by hopefully soon to be two of your favorite people in the world, Jorge and Goody.
Bam, bam, bam. All right. Are we ready on this?
I just realized as you did that, Jorge.
What's that?
I'm gonna have to look back now at every single podcast, but I think every single intro, that's how you open it.
All right.
All right, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with it.
Oh, that's funny. Are we on right now?
Oh, we're on. We're live. We are recording. We are going.
I'm gonna
my
switch
friend.
it instead of all right. I said okay. Hey,
man.
how's it going, man?
Good.
Ocho, episodio ocho.
The Ocho.
Ocho Cinco. Chat Ocho Cinco, though. How about that guy? Is he still playing? Chat Ocho Cinco?
Okay, I don't want to say a wrong thing, but the last time I checked, he was playing in that thing.
Canadian football.
No, not Canadian football. Although, honestly, Canadian football,
Is not bad, you're saying?
yeah, it's pretty fun. He was in the fan-controlled league or whatever.
What is that fan control league?
So there was a I don't know if it's still a thing, but basically, I don't even remember how many teams there were. Johnny Manziel played in it for a while too, or maybe I think it's Johnny Manziel. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But fans controlled the teams.
Wait.
So,
Is this like
It was a real thing.
it's like PlayStation but in real life?
Basically, and it was like arena. It was arena league, so it was like indoors, and it was like 8-on-8 or 7-on-7 or something. And like fans texted in their play choices,
Oh,
and so then the teams had to run whatever
they have to. That's a brilliant idea.
it was.
That's great though.
Yeah,
You know, I mean, like maybe if somebody will understand, that's probably sometimes what people do in real life.
that's true.
But they're the co-owners.
I realized we're recording this a little bit later in the day than we normally do.
The light.
Yeah, but you're gonna, people always complain that they don't see your face.
Now they can see it. Like,
Now
they can see it.
an
I know.
an angelic presence.
That's right. Can you see this whole thing's around there? Yeah, I was just reading right here. Chat Johnson legally changed his name to Chat Ocho Cinco, which
Yeah, it was like 4 years, right? It
I think so.
was like 08 to 2012.
But it's just weird. So I have an equipment manager create a Velcro and Spanish Heritage Month. Obviously, is the month of September, which I know that. So listen. So when I became a citizen of the beautiful country of the United States, they asked me if I want to change my name, and I was like, "Oh,
That's so
the possibilities."
that's so American thinking though.
I was like,
hey, you done come from one of
I
them
know.
Spanish
That's
speaking
right.
countries.
We don't like call you Jorge. It's really hard.
So you could just be
I can just go.
you could be George Angel.
I can call it George Angel. I was thinking about Geraldo.
It's just more Hispanic.
But it sounds more exotic, I guess. I don't know.
That's true. I do like my name in Spanish more than Mateo.
Oh, Mateo. It's like one of those Spanish, speaking of Spanish, soap operas. Have you seen him?
Telenueva.
Telenovela.
That thing.
That's right. So it's like, which it translates into like TV, novel and TV or something like that, right? But they're so dramatic, like,
Oh yeah.
pero Mateo. What? Ten. Gerardo.
In the Dominican Republic, when I've been on plenty of mission trips down there, and the kids all call me Grande Mateo.
Oh, there you go.
So that's what they.
What's up? That's right. So so I was thinking about that, and I talked to Tiffany, my wife, because they give you days to think about it.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, you have to fill your application and be like, what would be
Interesting.
my new name? So I was thinking about it, but I was like, if I change my name, I'm sure my parents will get mad.
Well, yeah.
They were like, hey, who are you again? I'm sorry, no hablo español.
I I don't know you.
I don't speak the Mexican. No, so anyway, so I went with Jorge del Ángel. You know, that's it.
A real talk.
Yeah.
I don't know without studying that I could pass the test that you probably had to take.
Oh yeah,
to become a citizen.
So yeah, that's pretty good. So Tiffany, we did all this stuff. There's I think they give you about 100 possibility questions, so you have to study all the time. Let me just look for it and see and make it on here. Citizenship test, but so we did it. And Tiffany, she's awesome. So she had like made a party.
Oh, nice.
And then we got all our friends coming over. All Americans, by the way. You needed a green card or be a citizen to come to this party. And then, so we were like, she just started asking questions. So here's a couple ones. Who is the Chief Justice of the United States right now?
I told you.
That's one. There you go. Anybody can answer that question. Go ahead and do it. Another one is like, who was the president during World War One?
During World War One, would that have been Woodrow Wilson?
I think so.
I'm
an American now. You know, I am an American.
You were like me during tests. You're like, look, I studied for the test and for the test only.
That's right.
Not afterwards.
What is the rule of law? The rule of law. No.
Whatever police say goes.
Whatever my mama tells me, no. No, that's it. I'm gonna give you some like
interesting.
Yeah,
you have answers now?
Here's answers right here.
Give me a couple.
Okay, here goes. That's a dumb one. Okay, I mean,
well,
okay. How many amendments does the Constitution have?
19.
Close.
Or is it? No, it's 21.
Close.
20.
Keep going. Up. 27. 27 amendments.
Okay.
All right. So you're kind of not American. Actually, you're Americans because you don't know, right? Only American.
Yeah.
American would know that.
Yeah. Real Americans don't know the answer about.
All right. So here goes. What is the rule of law?
Habeas corpus.
Everyone must follow the law. Leaders must obey the law. Government must obey the law. Which?
Well, it's definitely not that.
Which ain't happening right now.
And which by technically by process of elimination should be, that doesn't mean that everyone has to follow the law.
Or the last one is, no one is above the law. Debatable.
That's also not true. So that's a trick question. Okay, got it. None of the above.
So none of the above. So anyway, okay, last one I have for you is, all right. Who makes the federal laws? Congress, Senate, and a House of Representatives, or the U.S. or national legislature.
Who makes the laws?
Yeah.
Well, that'd be Congress, right?
Congress, yeah, but it's also can be Senate on the House of Representatives.
Okay.
Or the U.S. or national legislature.
Oh, it can be any of them.
Yeah.
Well. Tell you what, we won both world wars.
Okay, this is another one.
Back-to-back champs, baby.
So this one is the House of Representatives. How many voting members do we have in the House of Representatives?
Of the House of Representatives?
Yeah.
Oh, it's 50, right?
No, it's 435. So there you go. You were not passed. You go back to Haiti, Jamaica, Dominican Republic, any country you want to go to, and just stay there. Go to missions and don't come back.
Look, I'm convinced. I'm just gonna say this. I'm convinced I was born the wrong ethnicity.
Yeah, I come.
I think I should have been born Hispanic.
Oh, really? So you're really going for Mateo?
I just
Yeah. Tell me something you like about the Hispanic or Latino culture.
So one thing I really love about any kind of Hispanic, even down into, because I would still consider, I mean, the Dominican is Hispanic, but it's a little bit. You get into more like the Caribbean.
That's right. We don't consider them Hispanic. They're Latin. You see, this is what it gets into it.
Well, they speak Spanish, so
Yeah.
that's why. That's my bar.
They all look the same.
What? They don't at all. But I think what I would consider some of the things that I love about Hispanic culture, Latin culture, whatever you would call it, the family unit is like very important.
Yeah.
And within that, like community is a huge thing. So like you have your families, your like blood families that are together, obviously.
Yeah.
But then within a community, like those families stick together as well.
Yeah, that's right.
And so it's real, like everyone raises the kids, everyone, or at least from what I've seen.
Right.
And so I love just even in the Dominican Republic, being a white guy, and I'm a big dude, so it's not like they miss me coming down the street.
Yeah.
They're just, come on in.
Yeah, they
let
welcome
me
you.
make you a meal. And,
that's right.
And I'm just like,
Yeah,
this doesn't happen in the U.S.
Yeah, so true though. So
I
true.
love-
So
I love that.
yeah, that's one thing that I do miss. And so when I came first here to the States, it was a bit different because we have college. It was a bit sort of
So
similar.
that's a
but,
little bit community.
But then like once you were accepted in that club or little like clique or little community, that was pretty easier. But in Mexico, it will be, that's what we miss. You know, like our friends, like you said, like, first of all, my family, my dad has 10 siblings.
Oh, wow.
Right. And so it's big family. And then my mom had 4 siblings. So, I mean, all this, and we'll go to like New Year's Eve or like Christmas. This is something is very good on Christmas in Mexico, which I still don't know how we do it now. But we would just go to my grandpa's house and stay there from the 24th until maybe the 26th in the morning.
Oh, nice.
And it would just be there. We all slept on the floor and the couches and whatever, right? But we were together all the time.
That's cool.
And then you see that, like, again, like your friends just grow up and you start getting, and you start inviting. So it's all party. That's what, like, I hear all these people like, oh, Mexican people are always partying like that. At work, this is pretty cool too.
Just people being together.
I know. So
it's not like frat parties all the time.
that's exactly it. But it's just the culture you get and the support you get, right?
Right.
Which is pretty awesome.
think that's
like you can just run to someone if you're desperate, like, hey, my mom is not home. The neighbor will take you over, will feed you, no big deal, and nothing happens, right?
And that's like, because Jillian and I, where we live here, we have some Hispanic neighbors. And like every Friday, you'll see like the cars roll up.
Yeah.
And they're having a big family get together just in the yard and stuff.
That's right.
And it's just like, I would love to have that.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were going to say that. I start calling 911.
No, I'm not like that. I'm not like the people that said not to live there.
All these people are being too loud. No, but that's it. So then when I moved to California, that was my biggest cultural shock. Right. So I didn't get a cultural shock in Georgia because, you know, Tiffany's family was pretty good. My friends from college were pretty good, or, you know, just people that we knew that were pretty good. But then when I moved to California, I'm so thankful for like 3 families. They're just great. Like the Skeltons, I live with them. They're fantastic. Marcos and Pamela Labrin, and then the Scalones. But that was it. After that, I was like, nothing else.
Right.
You know, and then like the white people in California, they were like, now, who are you again? Like, it was very, it was divisive in a way. I
can imagine,
Not that much. And I missed that one. And Georgia, I was like, I got some white friends. They're like, what? That's impossible. You're Mexican. You know, so yeah, that was it. But that's cool. Maybe you should be that one.
Dominican Republic, both Latin and Hispanic.
Yeah, that's right. Look at this.
Boom.
That's exactly it. So we just look at Latinos, includes Brazil, French, Guiana, Guadalupe, Martinique, Haiti, Saint something. Bartholomew, Saint Martin, and does not include, and then like here,
does not include Spain.
Does not include Spain. That's right. And then Hispanic does include Spain. Interesting though. And then the middle is like everybody else.
Well, I mean, they're like the OG Spanish.
That's right.
I mean,
that's right.
It's like the other Spanishes wouldn't exist without the Spain.
That's right. Which is very interesting though. You know, like I always said, like Spaniards and Mexicans, I guess we get along a little bit, but I think deep in there, we're like, you guys conquer us.
Well, fair enough.
Anyway, but it's the same sort of thing with the English and Americans, though, right? But it's like the English are like, you guys left us, and the Americans are, yeah, we did.
Yeah, that's we beat you with our farmers and our pitchforks. Take that, redcoats. One other big thing I love about Hispanic culture, it's not even really. This is just a fun one because but seeing this little Jarrito bottle,
yeah,
I love the fact that, like fruit and fruit flavors and fruit juices,
yeah,
and just anything fruit flavored,
yeah,
is so much more prevalent
Yeah.
in Hispanic culture than here. Because I love that, especially like desserts and stuff. I don't like chocolate.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Like I'm not a huge chocolate
That's right.
fan. But man,
Over
you give me
there.
any kind of fruit dessert.
That's good stuff.
Woo!
So I don't know who told us this. There was somebody said like if you're in America and if you go to the supermarket, if you are blindfolded and you just need to go around the supermarket, you will never know which aisle you're in.
It's true.
But in Latin America, you will know because of the smell, right? Like, and yet, I mean, like
Yeah.
when you land in Mexico City, the first thing is like, ooh, it smells kind of hard. It's like when you land in New York, you're like, you smell like 20 million people in there, right? It's the same, but
Sewer
like
rats and
that's right. It's like, there's the big old giant rat. But then in Mexico, like you start seeing flavors are so good.
right.
Colors are great though, right? So that's what I love. I love about that about Mexico is like it is pretty awesome. And then like for work, I get to travel sometimes to London and stuff like that, and it's sort of the opposite. There's like everything is gray,
Everything's bland, yeah.
and you're like, that's crazy.
You wonder why we wanted to leave.
Enough for your Mary Poppins right here. We need some colors.
Everybody just looks like a chimney sweep, black and white.
Because that's what that movie of the Mary Poppins on Disney though. It's so cool because look at the colors. They're all like blending colors.
Mm-hmm.
Really boring. So yeah, that's it. Awesome. So where to go, Mateo? That's good, man. And speaking of Latin culture, and kind of good stuff in there. Messi playing again. Just in case we forget we like soccer here.
I like. I don't think he's ever
segue.
not going to get brought up.
I know, but you see now he had like the coach was saying like he just yesterday, I think it was yesterday, they played New York, and
that was his first regular season game.
that's right.
Didn't even realize that he's played. They've been playing like 5 or 6 games, and none of them have been a regular season game.
So there was the first one, and then he came in at minute 59. That's when he came in, and the people in New York were really mad. They're like, "We paid $3,000 for what?"
We don't care if we lose. We just want to see Messi play. So it's funny you say that. So one of my roommates from college, one of my good buddies, he has season tickets, lives in Nashville.
Yeah.
So he has season tickets to Nashville SC. And he ended up, he was really glad they didn't sell their tickets to the Nations League Cup or whatever, because they only had to pay $29.
Oh,
Because,
my
they
goodness.
paid him at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
They only had to pay $29 per seat for that whole tournament. And he was
Wow.
like, I'm so glad I didn't sell him. Because I asked him today, I was like, what was it like
Yeah.
just watching Messi in person? I'll read exactly what he said.
Oh my goodness.
Because I was like, that's
I mean,
the coolest thing
you're
ever.
seeing like for those who don't understand yet soccer, Messi is like Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and Kobe Bryant made in one.
Yeah, because there's nothing. So he goes, it was pretty cool. Absolutely electric. Messi is quick. Such quick, precise turns and bursts of speed in small spaces.
Oh wow.
And just perfect clinical finishing.
Wow, look his excitement out there. That's so true. But that's what that is. So like I saw this video, maybe I sent to you so we can show it to them. Somebody was like, if you look at Messi, he's not really trying. And he's just walking around, playing with his beer, looking around. And then suddenly you see him like he takes the ball, runs, and this is actually at the game before. I think it was I forget which game I was. But anyway, he ran, cross, diagonal, they pass the ball, he kick it, goal run from the outside box, you know, and that was it. That was Messi for you. That's to be like the greatest player of all time. That's what you get.
Tell you right now, Messi, it's not even real.
Because we start talking about this, so I love that one.
That's
how you put it together. Tell the audience what.
I mean, honestly, like that video has kind of made its rounds already. It's funny. My wife Jillian told me yesterday. She was like, "Matthew, that video is not popular anymore. We're
my
past
goodness.
that."
Oh, no.
And I was like, "No, we're not, because new stuff has come out about it."
I wonder.
For those,
can we play the video and beep it like here so people can see it a little bit? That would be great, though.
I'll see if I can squeeze it. If I can squeeze it in, we'll squeeze it in right now.
But I am telling you right now.
Maybe, I don't know. Just go
maybe just the painting.
Go to YouTube and type in "that guy isn't real" airplane.
Warning sign.
There's
some cuss words in there.
There's a little bit of colorful language.
So we're not promoting that.
But to give y'all a premise here, so this lady's on an airplane. She's on an American Airlines flight, and then all of a sudden she starts freaking out and she starts yelling, and she has a super high pitched voice, and it's hilarious. But basically, what it boils down to is she said that she has seen a shape shifter on the plane, and there's a guy on the plane that's not real, and he's just changing his form, and she starts freaking out, and no one knows what to do, and so they get her off the plane. But as she's being toted out, she's like, "I'm gonna tell you right now, y'all can stay on this plane and die. That guy back there, he's not real."
That's so funny. But then that whole thing started like...
So now, though...
Okay, go ahead.
This is where, like, the conspiracy starts. So she gets toted off the plane. I got to adjust. This is exciting.
This is something.
So she gets toted off the plane, and then we don't hear anything from her. No tweets, no... Like, she just disappears. And we're like, what in the world? Did the shapeshifter get her? Or did the government figure it out? I don't know. But, Jorge, surely no one's above the law. And so, literally, like yesterday, 2 days ago, maybe.
Oh, no.
I think it was a tweet that went out from her.
Oh, no.
And it was like a picture of her, and she was like, "Hey, guys, I'm here, blah, 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 blah." And this guy who, because now with people being able to do deep fakes and all this AI generated stuff, there's this software that can like map faces, and so it can map real faces, and then it will map
that scary
whatever
stuff,
the AI thing is to see if it matches up or not.
Yeah.
And so it's basically made to detect if AI is being used, right?
Verify, yeah. Right.
So he runs this picture that this girl has tweeted through the thing multiple times, and every time it comes back up as basically that AI is being used.
Oh, okay. So it's fake.
So it's yes, but then they tracked the IP address of the tweet that went out, and guess where it was? 2 blocks from the White House.
No.
Sleepy Joe has been tweeting it. No, he wouldn't. Never mind. We won't get into politics. I'm just gonna say, but he would.
It was great seeing y'all. It was a great run of eight podcasts until we start talking about politics and Sleepy Joe in his mask that he's wearing.
He definitely wouldn't be able to figure out how to make a deep fake and tweet about it. Yeah, well, it was a good show, Jorge.
No, I was making fun of Sleepy Joe. He's just like, did you see the one that he just started handshaking like one of the
air
secret? Secret agent.
Secret agent. You mean
What is it
Secret
called?
Service?
Secret Service. Yeah, thank you.
Secret agent.
Secret agent. No, that's Matrix. No, a secret.
Secret Service. He went to shake a Secret Service agent
Yeah,
hand.
and the Secret Service guy's like,
Why am I shaking your hand, sir?
"What's up, man?" Just smiling. Anyway,
So yes,
2 blocks from
two
it.
blocks from the White House,
That's
and supposedly it's not real.
that's messed up though. For
So
real.
it's like, so is the government getting in this? Are shapeshifters real?
which hold on though. We start talking about this. I need to find out the name of this person.
Of the woman?
No.
Oh.
Because that opens up this with the what if. What if I think we talk about this about time travel. If you can go back to it, and I think you mentioned that, but there was a story about a guy, and I just saw it. I was pretty good.
Oh, the guy that showed up on an from an airplane and gave him his passport, and it was like to a random country.
Yes, a random country
And
that
he-
it was not existent
real.
anymore.
Or no, he was like, or it does exist 25 years from now, or something like
Yeah,
that.
it was really weird. I need to look for it. The man who vanished. No, it's not it.
I promise we're prepared for this podcast.
I know that's right.
Watch as we use Google.
Let's just hush faster.
Oh man,
I saw that one, and so he gave the passport and everything, and then he just like they put him in a room, right? They're like, this stuff is really weird. He'd come up with weird stuff on it, and he showed a photo of his girlfriend. It was like, I was just with my girlfriend, and then they went and checked his girlfriend, and they're like, yeah, the girlfriend did exist like 60 years ago or 80 years ago. And she was like, yeah. So they interviewed her. She was old. She was like, yeah, I remember little Roger was here when we, and then suddenly he just disappeared. And he said, I'll be back. And he just left. And that was all I have. So they corroborated the story of this girl that existed with a photo that he was carrying. And it was an old photo of it. And then suddenly, like, he was in this room. And they're like, okay, let's get him back. In their room, there was no windows, no doors, and it was gone.
I don't
Just
know
like
if we're
that.
talking about the same person. This is the guy that I was thinking of,
Okay.
John Zegras.
Okay, let's see. John Segrest. What's his deal with John Segrest?
he was detained in like 1960 in Japan. They detained him for, they said he faked a passport basically, and so he comes into Japan with his Korean wife. Was eventually arrested and suspected of identity fraud. But let's see. We're looking. So he said he was born in the U.S., moved to the UK through Czechoslovakia and Germany.
Yes, that sounds like it.
During World War II, he was a pilot in the Royal Air Force, captured by the Germans. Then he lived in Latin America, became a spy for the Americans in South Korea. Let's see.
Yeah, it was like really weird stuff. Like, I mean, again, I don't know. I don't think that's real, but that's one of those stories you're like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Like, and they corroborated the photos, and the photo that he was carrying, it was like, yes, it was a paper that it was old.
Right.
And then like later on when he disappeared, then the girlfriend at the time received a photo of him from the
really?
future. It was like, I just got these stuff
like-
from the future.
It's like Jim sending Dwight faxes
From the future.
from future Jim. Or from future Dwight.
That's right. Dwight, at 8 o'clock,
The coffee will be poisoned. He like smacks it out of Stanley's hand. You'll thank me later.
But yeah, so time travel is really weird. Again, like we talk about Interstellar, and I think that's what I like Interstellar a lot, because it is possible, but it's not the same thing as we think of time traveler. Like if you go in a rocket, I watched this whole thing one time of like 5 CDs at that time or DVDs. They start explaining that, yeah, time travel is possible, but it's not the same way that we think. So if you go up, the rocket goes like speed X, the air rotates, and so then you are actually going faster than the Earth
yeah.
somehow. So you know what, you're ahead of them or not, But then once you come back to that reality, which we also think about, like, if you ever travel overseas, you lose sometimes 6 or 7 hours. Now, that's a little time travel for you, right? Like, so sometime right now in the other side of the world is 7 hours or 6 hours ahead in Europe. So they are already in whatever today is. What's today? The
27th.
So they're already living in the future, which we used to have it was a good joke. My friend Neil Baker and we used to make calls from the future to our friend in the past. They live in Portland on every New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
So we're like, hey, Jason, we're calling you from the future. We call him from a year behind. Like, so we're in Atlanta.
Right.
New Year's Eve happened. So it was like 2002. And in Portland, it was still 2001, right? Because it's only 3 hours. So it was a whole joke calling him from the future. Like, the robots are taking over. That was the whole little joke that we had. But yeah, so that would be weird. If that happened, again, it would be interesting that it came from 2 blogs and the whole thing is coming from...
My stomach, man, just makes weird noises.
I saw that thing from the girl, but we need to show that girl. Now that girl has stickers, has painting, and now I'm sure somebody has a ringtone.
Real.
It's not real.
So, all right, that begs a question then. Do you have a favorite conspiracy?
Oh, yes.
Uh-oh.
There's plenty, but the one that I have and is becoming greater than ever to me is the landing.
The moon landing?
Yes.
Oh, no.
And I tell you why, though. Like, I know, yeah, sure it happened or not, but there's one thing I cannot comprehend. When was that moon landing? In the 60s, though? 67?
When what now?
When did we land on the moon?
1969.
69. All right, so...
Not 1970, but a year sooner.
All right, 69.
That's an old Disney Channel show.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, that's from Even Stevens. Anyway.
All right, sorry, I missed that one. So... I get it. We travel, we did all that stuff. But the thing is, bothered me the most on this is, we were doing live video from the moon.
Yeah.
To us. Yeah. How is that possible?
It was.
Today, when you look at which we're halfway, by the way, the station, what's it called? The International Space Station? When you see videos of it, they're still a bit fuzzy. And we're in the 2020s.
Well, that's just because your internet connection stinks.
Right. So that's what I'm thinking. So the clarity, obviously, was black and white. But the clarity to be transmitting from there to here is kind of weird. So that's number one. Number two is, how did they make it back? It's so impossible for us to take off on Earth.
No.
With a rocket.
No.
And then in the space is not that hard?
Science, man.
All right.
It's science. Science.
So, but again, I do like it. I do believe that we land on the moon, but that's one of my favorite ones because there's a lot of things I'm thinking, oh, maybe that's interesting. I'm not saying that it never happened. I'm saying there's a possibility there.
Do you want to know one of my favorite ones?
What's that?
And it's actually taken like new form lately. Was that Princess Diana's death was an assassination by the royal family.
I believe that.
So that was one of my old favorites. But then it like took another step forward.
Oh, no.
Okay.
What's that?
Dude on the island, Epstein.
Ooh, you're on a roll mentioning Sleepy Joe.
He didn't kill himself. I'm just saying. Epstein
I know,
didn't kill himself. All right, well, now we're both dead. Hillary Clinton's going to kill us now.
Oh, my goodness. This guy,
so
this close, his name is Mateo. Is not Jorge thinking that.
I live in the Dominican Republic. I live in the...
All right, no. Let's just leave it that way right now. Because already, hey, what is that little red dot I got right here?
Oh, my goodness. So
tell me about Diana.
So Epstein...
Yeah?
Actually, Michael Jackson gets into this somehow, too.
Oh, my goodness.
I won't go that far into it. So obviously we know about what Epstein was doing on his island and bringing all these like celebrities and politicians and all this onto his island, and they had like all these underage girls there and
messed up stuff.
We'll just
That's
as far as I really want to go with that.
Crazy stuff.
Well, there's a theory because what's his face? Is it Prince
Charles, the husband? Now it's King Charles. By the way.
No, not him. It was his brother.
He got out of the
because
the whole thing.
He was
part
on the
of it.
island.
Yeah, that's right.
And like there were pictures of him with Ghislaine Maxwell, right? And Epstein. And so like he had been to this island many times. Well, there's some that say
Prince Andrew.
There we go. That Diana had started to figure all this out.
Oh.
And was kind of starting to put two and two together because a lot of this happened then too.
Yeah.
It's not like Epstein
It just
like,
started.
is a recent thing.
No, he's been good.
And so Diana started to figure it out.
Yeah.
And she was going to blow the whistle.
Oh, that was it.
And so they had to shut her up because that kind of stuff didn't need to be getting out about royal families being involved in all this stuff.
Not Prince Andrew is no longer like the queen just kind of took his title out, which means that there was so much. But she sort of accepted it, but she was like, all right, I'm going to take you out of this whole thing.
Right.
Because she's like disowning him. Or my mom used to, I remember I was in the 80s, and my mom loved Diana, right? There would be like these magazines about
So did my mom,
Princess Diana and stuff like that. But she was pretty messed up, though. Obviously, it was that.
Oh, there was.
And it was like, I just cannot believe. We're talking about this, about like my dog being stuck in my bedroom for like 8 hours. But that would be kind of like similar. Like if you're so famous that you have to watch who to talk to.
Yeah, she couldn't do anything.
I don't know if people want, people want to have, which I promise I have this one of like top things that you would like to do, but it will be like you want just maybe the fame or the money or something, but you don't want all that compromise
that goes with it,
which is terrible though. Like even if you look at today, like Kate, is that like the Queen Kate Middleton and William? I was watching a tennis tournament.
Oh, yeah.
There's a great thing on Netflix. The same people that make the stuff for the F1, they make one. It's called Breaking Point, a tennis documentary. It's fantastic. It's really good. But they talk about that, and she cannot wave before the king waves. So she has to wait until the king waves, and then so the king goes first, and she's like, okay, I can go next.
You need to, if anything about Princess Diana intrigues you, you need to watch the documentary with Meghan and Harry.
Oh, really?
Because a lot of what was happening to Diana started happening to Meghan Markle.
Yeah. Which is a lot of crazy stuff.
Because essentially,
right?
essentially what it was, and let's just be real, it was, at least for Diana, it was the queen being jealous
of her popularity.
Yeah, that when people thought of the royal family, they thought of Diana.
Yeah, which
that
by the way, I think she was pretty she was for when I met her. When I saw her, she was all for the people though, right? And I think people saw that
for the people. But
it's because she came up from the people, right?
Yeah,
I mean, she came up from royalty, which is what
she didn't come from royalty, but she also wasn't like
she was not poor.
She was
but,
well off.
Well, she was well off, but it was not. But it's the same thing with Merkel, whatever her name is, right? It's like she was kind of famous, but it's not royal. But yeah, so here's the question I have for you. So this is if you can pick one thing, is a good one, good segue in this. If you can pick one brand that can sponsor you, which brand will that be?
Like
any brand. Any brand say like, I'm gonna take Mateo and I'm gonna sponsor Mateo.
Sponsored by
who would that be? And then the why, obviously.
Man, that's
I saw that one. I was like, I'm gonna text this one. I was like, no, I'm gonna wait on him because he's a good one.
I think I would be sponsored by Lego.
Interesting.
Here's why.
Okay.
Because, you go, but Goody, you could be sponsored by Pepsi. And that means you could have all the Diet Mountain Dew you ever wanted.
Yeah.
Diet Mountain Dew only costs like $2 for a bottle. Look, I'm operating on that pastor salary, and we're about to buy a house.
Oh, that's right.
So I definitely ain't got the money to buy these like $500 and $600
You got to build
Lego
a house
sets.
with Legos.
Gosh. So yeah, because think about it, man. If I was sponsored by Lego, every single set I could just have for free.
Yeah, that's it. Interesting though.
I would take that all day because those are things that I want.
Yeah,
not things that I need.
that's right. But that's
So those
interesting.
they don't get purchased all the time.
Well, that's good. That's interesting though. My thing was gonna be for like athletic clothing stuff now, like maybe like Adidas or maybe like even REI if somebody's that's not Atlantic. Well, that's camping stuff like that. Something that would be like, oh, that's nice. You know, like every time like you feel like I don't like this stuff. I wish I have this, and they were like, no problem.
I guess I mean I could take the cheap way out and just be like, I want to be sponsored by Walmart.
Oh,
That
there
way,
you go.
Anything in Walmart.
That's right.
I'll just special order Legos to Walmart.
Which that's it. If you were Walmart, that's it. It's like, hey, Walmart's gonna pay for it. I think that's the smart stuff on it, right? Like you start thinking about that rather than just one brand. But yeah, I saw that one. That would be pretty good.
Walmart's gonna sponsor me.
Hey guys, this is Matthew, and this is my new product from Walmart. You should check it out.
Walmart has all the best products.
Hey, on that one, like, you know, one thing that like I love about all these new, what do they call celebrities on these influencers, right?
Oh yeah.
Their voice is the same. Have you noticed that?
Hey guys, smash that
this-
like button and subscribe.
Hey guys, this is Jorge. Well, hold on. This is a true story.
All right.
All right. That's me saying, all right. We went to this fantastic gas station,
Buc-ee's.
right? Never been there, so we're in a
I'm
trip.
assuming you weren't talking about the Quick Trip.
No. Hey, there's classes. There's Buc-ee's. Never been Buc-ee's, so we're our best friends going to a road trip on it. It's pretty good stuff. And so I grabbed Madison with Kendall, and we had this other girl with us, another friend of them, right? Suze. So I just grabbed the cell phone, and I was like, oh, these are going to be funny. So Madison is like, what you going to do? And I was like, you guys just follow me on this. It's going to be great. And so, like, I just got in the middle of, like, Buc-ee's, all right? All these people are behind me. That's what I did. I was like, hey, guys, what's up? This is Jorge. We're here in Buc-ee's. This is the best thing ever. The girls ran. Like, the three of them
Sponsored by Beavers.
The three girls just ran, and then I was laughing, and I was like, I move on. I don't care.
Speaking of Buc-ee's.
Oh my goodness, tell me a story about Buc-ee's.
Speaking of Buc-ee's. I got to put the picture up. I saw it. I saw like a video of it the other day. I don't remember what town in Mexico it is.
I know what you're going to talk about.
But it is. These people have like started to build basically a fake knockoff Buc-ee's.
That's right.
And it's so bad. And Buc-ee's has actually already given them a cease and assist order. And they were like, nah, we're still building it. So
You're straight with your border right there.
I'm going to find that picture and
that's
put it up.
So that's
It's one of the funniest things ever.
So growing up near where my grandma used to live, you remember the Hard Rock Cafe, right? The Hard Rock Cafe was a good thing on it. There was a there's in Mexico this thing. I'm gonna send it to you too because it was funny.
Okay.
Jarro is also a jar, right? So it will be like the
Jarro Cafe.
Jarro Cafe. So I used to pass that all the time. I was like, oh.
Well, that's like in the Dominican where we stay. You know, there's like a little market area, and like where the vendors. That's where like the tourists go to get their stuff and whatever. And there's one called Walmart's. And it looks like one of the old like mid '90s Walmart signs. It's pretty funny.
Oh, maybe we can finish something like this. That was in the 90s, early 2000s. You were still
90s.
like, those
I
90s.
was a wee lad.
Oh, the 90s, it was good. Which, let me ask you a question. What was your first concert ever? First concert ever?
I'm also going to follow it up with a second because some people are going to think I need to redeem myself. I personally, I'm a product of my time. But my first ever concert
When you say some, is that Jeff?
was, yeah, Jeff Colco. Honestly, that's why I'm saying this, because he's going to make fun of me. Gilmore Girls, 13 going on 30 for you.
That's right.
And now I'm about to tell you that my first concert ever was NSYNC.
Oh, my goodness.
But do you know who opened for him?
No.
Destiny's Child, which means I got to see Beyonce before she was ever super popular. I'm just saying. But then to follow that up, and I'll admit, I sang every song. I loved the whole thing.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
You said NSYNC.
Oh, yeah.
So listen to this. I promise. This is just crazy.
Okay.
It's not NSYNC.
Backstreet Boys.
No.
Menudo.
No. Who was before Backstreet Boys?
Oh, New Kids on the Block.
That's it. So
Was that your first concert? That's funny.
So I was a big fan. I remember my dad. I was coming from seeing one of my grandparents, big in our family, and the concert was happening, and my dad just pulled into the venue, and I was like, "Oh, well,
what are we doing?
What's happening? What's happening?" And my mom was like, "You being a good boy," you know, which very rare. That happened very rare. So she's like, "I think you deserve a concert ticket," and I was like, "For the New Kids on the Block." So I got
Nuevo El Kidzo. I don't know how to say kids. I was gonna say something in Spanish about being a good boy, and I was like,
kids,
I don't remember how to say boy.
Los nuevos niños
Yeah,
sobre
so
la sobre la.
I was gonna say you were an El Good Old Boyo.
That's right.
Then that came out Irish. Hey boyo. But to redeem myself.
Look at this. I'm gonna show you a hat.
Oh,
my
no.
hat was fluorescent, like that yellow fluorescent hat.
I had my NSYNC shirt with all of them on there with Justin Timberlake with his ramen noodle hair. But to redeem myself, my second concert.
Okay.
Now, Mom took me to that concert.
Oh right, blame it on
And
mom. Blame it on
Dad
that
was
one.
like, no, I will not stand for that. So concert number 2 was... What is that noise?
I don't know.
So concert number 2 was Leonard Skinner and
even
38
know.
Special.
I don't know who that is.
Freebird? Sweet Home Alabama?
I know Sweet Home Alabama.
Okay. What'd you just say? Sweet Home Alabama?
Blah blah blah. Speaking of
Sweet Home
tongues right there.
Alabama.
Sweet Home Alabama. That's a good one. Oh yeah, that's it.
We don't have an interpreter, okay? That's unbiblical.
Well, these guys are going crazy now. Yeah, that's my hat.
I'll put a picture up, people.
Yeah, I sent to
worry.
you. So that was it. I think one of my concerts also was Michael Jackson.
You saw
I saw
MJ?
Michael Jackson live. That was pretty
What
awesome. 94.
shade was he? I don't mean that in a mean way. I guess I just mean, like, at what point in his career did you see him?
Oh my god!
Actually, that's a lie. Or not lie, but
This is crazy though. This is 1994, man.
Oh, okay, so that's around
93,
the time.
94, 93 actually.
That's around the time that Free Willy came out.
Doo-
Hold me
doo-doo-doo-doo.
like the river
And actually,
Jordan.
Free Willy was a orc. Is that what do they call it?
Yeah, it's an orca whale.
Yeah, orca whale.
My favorite animal.
From Mexico. Free
Really?
Willy was. Yeah. Which
Keiko.
Keiko. How do you know about this?
Bro, Free Willy is like my jam, and I was an extra in the second one.
No way.
It's when we lived in Seattle, and they were filming
Dude, so Keiko, I was like, you see me, I was like,
bro, see me over there with my special edition VHS with
That's
the necklace that what's his name?
that is awesome though.
I was about to say Gandalf. That Randolph gave Jesse. Oh heck yeah! I have my little orca necklace.
Really? From
Salana,
Keiko.
Eum, Iasis. See, I still remember. That's what he would do when he would like tell him to jump. All right, whatever, man. I think on that note,
We're gone. We're just send them out with that note.
that's what we'll do. I'll just tell you to jump. All right, listeners, jump.
No, but you need to tell them in the Keiko language. Like, just talk.
Salana, Eum, Iasis.
All right. That's awesome.
See you, folks.